it naturally makes my standards a bit higher, because you don't want to just date anybody and you kind of feel like you have more to lose. So you just naturally have higher standards.
Any man that is so vocal about, I don't want a woman with kids, why on earth would anyone want to be with someone like that?
The only time I want to hear a man talk to me is when he doing this.
Black men at a much higher rate said that they did not want black women. No to African American women, but they're saying yes to everybody else.
Welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get into this.
You guys, men are choosing themselves this year. No one is tolerating my bullshit. It's stressing me out. It's stressing me out because who gave them the rundown? Who gave them the rundown?
I think men are a little bit more now focused on just themselves, focus on work and getting to the bag, and allowing the woman to be the last choice of importance as opposed to how it was before.
Where's the effort?
Yeah, things are changing. The dating market is changing, and men have finally woken up. Like, why put up with the nonsense when you don't have to bag too? Like, she's young. She's in her 20s. Could be early 30s, but she looks young because she has good skin. I think she doesn't have makeup on. I give her that. She's somebody, a guy, look at, you see without makeup and say, wow, she's a good looker. But men don't care right now. Men are getting to the bag. Because in your 20s, men need to get to the bag. I'm happy men finally realize that.
Where's the effort? Like, why is no one begging me? Where's how dare you know your worth? Like, what?
The complete and utter audacity for men today to actually know their worth, know their purpose, and know where they stand when it comes to the sexual marketplace. It's just us paying attention to our surroundings, understanding the climate, and when it's cold, we got to put a jacket on. We have to adjust to the environment. When it comes to women being fickle, changing their minds, having unrealistic expectations, we just focus on us. Gentlemen, when you focus on you, the women will too. Understand that women outnumber us, and the men that they actually want are in short supply, so they have to compete for our time. Now, to some, this may sound misogynistic, this may not sound conventional, but it is the uncomfortable truth. And you don't have to believe me, you can just listen to the women like I showed at the beginning of this clip. The more you know, gentlemen, the better you'll be able to move.
And that's what's happening, right? That's what men are doing. And you know what's wild? I saw a clip about 2 weeks ago. I reacted to it, where women are looking on the dating apps and they're going on the man's side and seeing the ladies that are open and ready to talk and date. They're flabbergasted because they're going, wow, I can't compete with these women. And they're all for these guys that are, in my inbox telling me nonsense. But no, that's not true. On those dating sites, all of those women are competing for the 10% of men on the dating sites. So what's happening? If you're on an American dating site, like if you go overseas dating site, you're winning. You are winning. But on any site in the West, like Bumble or something like that, just doesn't make sense.
Okay, so basically yesterday or the day before, I did an Instagram questions thing, and one of the questions was about whether I thought that being successful has impacted my dating life. I feel like the kind of undertone was that it would be harder to date as a successful woman. So I've said I think it has, but not negatively. And people were messaging me and they were like, oh, what do you mean by not negatively? So, sorry, to give context, I am a lawyer, I'm an artist manager, I'm very vocal about stuff that I do now, even though I didn't used to be. And I guess in that sense, I'm visibly successful as opposed to someone who might be successful but doesn't say it or whatever. So I basically said back to the people that were asking, I was like, for me, I feel like number one, it naturally makes my standards a bit higher because you don't want to just date anybody and you kind of feel like you have more to lose. So you just naturally have higher standards in terms of like the kind of people that you feel like you should let into your life, right? And the other thing, which is less in my control, I guess, but in a way, being successful, you know, doing certain things with your life, being in certain spaces, it means that you're going to be around people who are kind of similar to you. So who you might not have like had the chance, you know what I mean? People that you might not have otherwise been around. So that for me is my explanation as to why it's not necessarily a bad thing to date as a successful woman. It's not necessarily harder.
So where is your boyfriend?
It's just different. So after that, I was just chatting with people, and there was a girl I was talking to who I know, and she was saying that her dad basically told her something like not to be too successful because it would scare men away.
That's a good point.
And I've been told similar things, not necessarily as directly as that, but people have asked me if I'm conscious about the fact that men might be intimidated by me, or, you know, I guess kind of, yeah, put off by the fact that you're a successful woman. And it's made me think a lot. I understand that the dating pool as a successful woman,
This is very slim and it's dire, and you're facing an uphill battle, right? Because guys that are for you are dating women who have nothing. Why? Because they don't want to deal with nonsense. Like, I look at someone, I hate to bring him up, but like Corey Holcomb, right? He deals with trash because he knows he's going to get what he wants. Less headache and more, you know, sex. Do I understand him? No, not quite, but I do understand him because I wouldn't do what he's doing, but I get it. I understand, right? He has to take that route because he can't trust, and definitely can't trust someone high-minded such as yourself. A nightmare.
Woman, I guess, especially as a successful black woman, is going to be smaller, or maybe just different. I don't even know how to describe it as smaller. It's just a different pool, because I understand that some men, not all men, want to feel like they kind of have something to offer a woman. It's not just about, you know, material things. I know that.
Yeah, that's what it is. Men want to offer a woman something. They don't want a woman that says, "Oh, I've been to Turks and Caicos. I flew myself there last year." They're like, what? Or I've been here. I was in Vegas last week, or I was over here with my girlfriends, and I was in Cancun. The man's like, "Where am I gonna take you?" So you know what happens? Men would rather not deal with the headache. They opting out.
I love you, black man. I love you, black man.
I love you, black man.
I love you, black man.
I love you, black man.
I love you, black.
Now, you know what's the wild thing with that, right? The appreciation. That's what guys are looking for as well. Now, I know not all guys are trying to date out, but where are you getting at? Like you see there, that was the Snow Bunnies saying, "I love you, black man," right? But you can find that possibly in other countries, even in the West. This is an example of what you can find in the West. And that's what women are seeing on dating sites. There's white women out there. There's Spanish women looking for black men. There's women from all kinds of different races and different backgrounds that won't give a black man a headache. And so if a man is looking, say if he says, "Okay, I want to have a good time on the weekend. I want to find somebody who's about me," who is he most likely to date? I'm not trying to turn everyone against the black woman, but you're expecting too much.
Have you ever been with a black guy? You haven't?
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Would you?
Yeah. This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
What are the chances I could be the first one?
Sure.
I could be the first one.
Sure.
Okay, let me get your number then.
This is my thing. I run this, you know, like nobody can really talk to me.
What's your type?
I think like tall, dark, and handsome.
That sounds just like me.
I'm looking for a partner.
Okay. Why you look at me like that?
Nothing.
Oh, this on a. Would I be your type?
Sure, why not?
Okay, well let me get your number then.
Okay.
She want me. She want me. She want me.
Have you ever been with a black guy?
I have not.
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
What are the chances I could be the first one?
Might change my life. I don't know.
I think I need to get your number.
You want to get my number?
Yeah, let me get your number.
W's in the shot.
You've been with a black guy?
No.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
Are you open to being one?
Yeah.
Oh, say less.
What are the chances I could be the first one?
Like an 8?
An 8?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get your number then.
Okay, I'll give you my number.
Come on, man. That's too easy.
Guys aren't expecting that. But that may be what guys can get out there with other, situations. You know what I'm saying? Black men are going where they're loved.
Couldn't agree more.
Black women, I need to talk to you. This in particular affects Black African American women and Black women of the diaspora. As a matchmaker, a certified love transformer who has been helping women for 2 decades to be able to attract love, I wanted to share something with you. Because when I did my video sharing with you my top dating site recommendations, I noticed that there was a lot of comments coming in from African American women stating that there's not many quality Black men that are on the sites I mentioned. And the sites that I mentioned were Luxy, The League, Elite Singles, and Match. There's other upscale sites like eHarmony, and these women have been expressing over and over again that they are not getting matched with high quality, high income earning Black men. And I saw the comments coming in and I was like, I'm not going to respond because I know how people are. However, I think it's only fair to share with you as somebody who's an expert in this field and who works behind the scenes and who knows what's going on. It's my position that you have the right to know what's happening behind the scenes. So here's the truth. It's not that Black men aren't on these sites. It's not that quality Black men. I mean, Black men who are high income earning men who are looking for committed relationships aren't on these dating sites. Here's the problem. And I experienced this when I was doing matchmaking for millionaire men and very successful men all the time. And that's why I got out of matchmaking for men in general. Black men at a much higher rate said that they did not want Black women.
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's the truth. So the reason why you're not seeing Black men on these sites is because they're filtering you out. They are saying no to African American women, but they're saying yes to everybody else. Let me tell you why I'm saying this. Exponentially African American women want a Black man. And I get it, I understand. However, this is what I'm going to present to you. I'm going to present to you, how do you know that the man that God has for you is a Black man?
She's right.
52% of Black men who make over $100,000 a year don't even want to get married. They don't get married. And then a significantly more, 22% of the ones that do want to get married choose to marry outside of their race. So then now the pool of eligible high income earning Black men has been reduced down to maybe like 10 to 13% Black women.
So this is interesting because think about it. She's crunched the numbers, I can tell. And the Black men that you want, the high value earners, because you may find some white men that want to be with you, but are they trying to be with you for the long term and, wife you up and make you a wife? No. And most of you don't want to be wives anyway. So men have said, I don't want to deal with the headaches. And that's what she's seen. She's seen over the years. Interesting.
Black women. All while you have exponentially been focused on attracting a high income earning quality Black man. I don't say this to say that there aren't quality Black men. I don't say this to say that you shouldn't want one. What I am saying is that you should expand what you're asking for. If a man comes along who isn't black but is willing to love your soul and treat you like a queen, why not? What are you doing? Are you saying you would rather be by yourself than to be happy with a man who doesn't look the way you think he should look?
No, it's not that. I get what you're saying. She's cooking, but the attitude. Only a black man will deal with the attitude. And is that right? That's what black men are tired of dealing with now. So they're opting out. They're filtering them out, as you said, on dating sites. I think black men have spoken and they're focusing on themselves. They're going for outside of their race, as I explained before, and they can't handle it. It's wild.
Think he should look? What if God has a man for you that doesn't look the way you think he's supposed to look, and you're missing out on the best love story, all because your mindset is limited to just dating a group of men who don't wanna?
I gotta stop right there. She's gonna go on for longer, but what she has to understand is the attitudes. They're just not going to put, or they may put up with it, and then when they break up, they'll wonder why they can't keep a man outside of their race. Their attitudes. Because I saw a girl the other day, right? The one with the video I did yesterday with the girl, she had a white man, and then that didn't work, and then she blamed everything on black men, and I messed up because I should have showed. Because on TikTok, you can't just make one video. They're making other videos, trying to get it popular to make some money, right? So what I saw from her TikTok channel was her being ghetto. And that gave me the answer. That's why I didn't work out with the white men. And then she complained about the issues she had with black men. And then she wasn't submissive at all. And the black men were telling her, "You're not like my ex-wife.
I want something feminine and delicate."
She was a nightmare, but at least she did this, and that. And she didn't do those things. And that's what men want. Men want ladies who are going to do this, and that without complaint. And they realize, wow, I actually had better than you in the past. And men don't want to deal with experiencing new headaches.
And I get it. There's men that prefer not to be with women with kids. Like, we get it. We hear you guys. We hear you loud and clear, okay? Nah, man don't want any woman with kids, Don't want no woman with kids, Like, any man that is so vocal about, I don't want a woman with kids. Why on earth would anyone want to be with someone like that?
Very manly.
Why? Because it's just a horrible trait to have. Like, yes, have your preferences, but don't go and shout down a whole group of people in society and make them feel worthless about themselves just because you don't want to date one. Make it make sense.
It's wild because one thing I do know is that a lot of guys date women over here with kids in the Philippines who wouldn't date women in the US with kids, right? Why is that? I'll tell you why. Over here, a lot, not saying all, you got to choose wisely, but they're more willing to give, meaning they'll have a kid and they're still all about you, right? And they have a different mindset. They're sweeter. This is why guys are dating out. I don't mean to pit all black women down, but it's looking bad out there for you.
He's 30, 5'9". Again, we said we were being open-minded. I don't like when they write too much.
Wonder you stayed single.
Do I like men? Do I? X. Yeah, what X? What X? Next one, Joe. My simple pleasures, gonzos. 6'3". I'ma Google what gonzos are. What are gonzos?
You see how she switched it up? The 5'9" guy? Nah, I'm gonna ask that one. 6'3". I'm gonna Google what gonzos is. She's interested all of a sudden. Right? Now, the standards. And you know what's wild? That guy who's 6'3", he's in the 10th percentile who's dating all of the ladies. This is why men aren't dating. They focus. This is why men have realized they need to focus on themselves.
I know the internet is gonna hate me for this one, but hear me out. If it is illegal to get an abortion, shouldn't it be illegal for a father to not be involved? Like, if I can't choose whether or not to have the baby and care and provide, why do you get the choice of not having a baby and supporting and providing? Right? Right.
It's not the same thing. You don't make any sense.
The only time I want to hear a man talk to me is when he doing this.
Well, actually, we do not care.
And if he ain't doing that, he talking too much.
Yeah, you said too much just now. So many are watching at home saying, "This is why I don't date." That's what they're saying. The other girl in a dating app. Now you count money. This is why they chose to opt out. You got to understand it.
I was sharing on my close friends how I genuinely just don't feel attracted to the men my age. I'm 41 and I've been single for a year and a half. Prior to that, I was in long relationships most of my life. So this is kind of like the first time that I experienced what dating is. And although I've complained so much about it, I've gotten with some characters and some crazy dudes. I do have to say that when you're in your 40s, or what I've experienced at least, dating men my age who have already had kids, been divorced, or been in other relationships just doesn't work for me because they're in like a different mindset of like, I just want to live life and I just want to like do whatever and I just want to like, I don't know. I don't know if they're frustrated. They're hitting a midlife crisis. I don't know. But I feel like dating men that are younger in their mid 30s, low 30s, it's more fun. Like they're more fun. They actually are looking for a real woman, not a girl that they have to babysit. And they're genuinely looking for a real connection. I don't want to generalize, but a lot of them, the ones that I've actually met, it's like, okay,
She'll be my sugar mama.
this is it. Like that's exactly what I connect with, and especially the fun ones. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean, because they have a lot more energy. They have a lot more energy. What can I say? Am I lying? The dudes that are in their mid 30s. You should leave a comment.
She is for the streets. All she's thinking about is sex, and that's all they're thinking about as well.
Me, I have been on a spiritual journey and I have been, getting closer to God, and I've committed my life fully to Him. There's a lot of things that I've changed, and I haven't really shared this with any of my friends or family because it's not really for anybody else to understand. If they get it, they get it. If y'all get it, y'all get it. But I'm telling you, it's the best thing ever, giving your life to Him, and it hasn't been easy. Every day it gets harder and harder for me because I'm so used to living a certain lifestyle. I'm so used to living a certain way. I'm so used to making this amount of money. But that's because I was doing everything the wrong way. And that's why everything was coming so easy for me because obviously, that's what the devil wanted. But, now things are just becoming a little bit harder, but it's okay because it's, God is testing my faith and my faith in Him and my belief in Him. And I got discouraged again the other day. I just launched another business, but I don't really want to get too much into it. But I got discouraged the other day, and I had to stop and be like, Alexis, like, no, like you're not gonna give up. You're gonna keep going. Like, this is
Yes, that's good. I'm happy for you. You gave it up. You gave up that lifestyle, and more need to do the same thing you did. Now, welcome to Christ life. Continue walking in the Spirit, and may God be with you.
Am I broke? Nope. I'm rich in the spirit, baby. I can never go broke. God won't allow me to go broke. Sorry. Broke is not in my vocab. I'm blessed. I am blessed. Blessed and favored. Highly favored. Nope, I don't have any other businesses but this. This is my baby. I got her and God, her and healing, say yes talk. Those are my 3 things. And then I have Girls in Charge, which I am partnered with my friend Brianna. Dear future husband, I require a man of God. I require good morning texts. I require flowers. I require date nights. I require time. I require respect. I require loyalty. I require love. I require affection. I require reassurance. I require all these things, yes. Listen, ladies, never settle for less. There's a man out there that will give you everything that you require. And I want you to know, stop settling because it looks good. Stop settling because it sounds good. Stop settling because he has money. Stop settling. Ladies, know your worth. Love yourself. Understand that we are queens and we are not supposed to be treated nothing less than queens. We are strong queens at the end of the day, so we deserve a king, nothing less. And I want you to know, trust the process, have faith, and understand to know your worth. Love yourself. Keep your relationship with God. Put no man before God and watch what happens. But just know never to settle. And the word is, I require.
You require. You heard that from some church pastor who's a prosperity preacher. I require to have money. I require a man to give me money. You're requiring the same thing that every other modern woman is requiring. And God doesn't bless that way. Learn. Blesses you with spiritual things, not in the flesh.
It was never fake. My encounter with God was real.
Yeah.
I was just really just in a space where I was dating somebody, and I'm not going to say any names, and I'm thankful for this person because it was never that I never believed in God. I just wasn't really close to him. And it was somebody that was in my life that had an influence. And, I was so focused on being a wife and being loved on and being wanted that I was just like, okay, well, I have to change who I am in order for this person to accept me.
Yeah.
And I was more so focused on that versus my walk with God. I was doing it more for what that person wanted,
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, maybe if I change my image on Instagram or I change how I am, then I'll be his wife or I'll do this. So it was more so like, okay, Alexis, are you ready for this? But I really wasn't ready, know? And it's not saying that I wasn't ready to walk with God. It's just I wasn't doing it the right way. I was more so doing it for somebody else. And so it just happened overnight. So next thing you know, I'm on the internet telling the world, like, I stopped doing this, I stopped doing that, I stopped doing that. But this is who Alexis really was,
Yeah.
And I was changing myself for somebody else and not for
Wow.
me. And that person had a major impact. And I don't regret it because that was what was supposed to happen. But just coming from, I used to dance. I've been in trafficking and just the lifestyle that I've came from. That's all I know. So people can't f me for being on the internet, showing this or doing this or having an OnlyFans or doing that because that's all I was taught. I never went to college.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to have a degree.
So you did that for a man. So what did you do? Did you go back to doing your OnlyFans? You can't follow God that way, but we all struggle. I struggle every day. I'm struggling right now. And when you walk with God, it's a struggle. And you feel like you're going to give up at any time. But with the way that you did it, it was a little off. But I'm sure God is fine with that because you came to him. You got to know him. But you didn't really get to know him because I don't think you really took a walk with him. I think now it's time for you to say, you know what? Let me put this to the side. Let me really take a walk with him. And then he'll bless you. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out. See you next video.